Hello everyone and welcome back. Let's take a look at ticker symbol LEV. This is one that I really like at this level with several things coming up in the second half of the year. And this is not a popular topic. I'm not doing it for the views or the clicks or the thumbs up. I'm doing it because it's the truth. This one is going to make you some money, and I talked about not buying this, passing it up back in June and July and going with Proterra. And now Lion Electric is looking absolutely fantastic, and the CEO agrees with me. So let's take a look at Lion Electric and what's coming up in the second half of this year. For those of you that haven't watched the previous Lion Electric Proterra video, I would check both of them out. I did two of them, and I want to invite everybody from Proterra over here to watch this because you have an opportunity to diversify some of your portfolio if you're holding a lot of Proterra, or if you took some gains because you got in at $4 when we talked about this during that time, and you sold off at $7, you bought low, you sold high, or you're looking to add some new money into an opportunity. I believe Lion Electric is one to look out for. Now, the manufacturing footprint, 20K vehicles, that's going to be an annual capacity, and like I was talking about in the previous video, just because that's their max capacity, you have to make sure that there's no constraints in the supply chain that would cause you not to be able to actually produce that number of vehicles. Now, they are focused on their order book, and it looks like they are building to execute on their order book right now. Now, the second thing is that they're also working, and this is all taking place before the end of the year, this battery facility. So that's what I was talking about in the previous video. And also, they are working on reducing their costs. The reason we passed on this in June and July is because the production costs were really going to cause some downward pressure in this stock, and it was a growth stock. Growth stocks are just getting punished, and there was going to be a better opportunity later on down the road. I think you DCA at these levels that we're going to be talking about in the end of the video, so be sure to stick around. Lion Electric CEO buys almost 250,000 company shares. Of course, this is Canadian dollars, but he bought at these levels that you're looking at right now. So I think that that's another strong indicator, and there's other institutions that are buying. Now, I did do an alert this morning that Lion Electric not only had this news come out, but also watch LEV at $3.77. And what happened, for those of you that wanted to trade in or out of this very early this morning, I think this went up to almost 405. So not a bad run this morning. And in the Patreon, I've kept everyone updated on Proterra for those of you that like to follow Proterra. And I'll be doing a monthly summary of how we did on all the calls later this evening. Now, if you want free money, 12 free stocks, all you have to do is deposit $1, and it's like a no-brainer. So that link is going to be in the comments below. Be sure to check this out. This deal is good through the end of this month, and then I will have a new one hopefully for you guys. Now, remember, we got the CPI data that's coming out, and that CPI data, I think I got this date wrong in the previous video, September 13th. So we're not far off from knowing exactly whether or not inflation is continuing to come down, or if it's elevated. If it goes sideways, or it's elevated, or it's higher than analysts expect, the Fed could come out extremely hawkish and have a bigger interest rate hike than 0.75%. So we definitely want to see that these interest rate hikes that are happening now are working, or there is the possibility that the Fed could come in later this month with an unusually high hike. So you just want to be prepared. You want to be able to play the market both ways. Now, there's another thing that I'm looking at, and that's the cost of oil, because more people are using oil than gas with this energy crisis, and this is causing all of these EV manufacturers to start to increase their prices. So their current order book, they're freezing it. Obviously, all those prices are locked in, but they're pushing the prices down the road. Now, the thing that I like about the bus EV plays is it's not really as dependent on the consumer demand as far as like you and I buying an automobile. There is lots of government funding out there that's already set and locked in to be able to spend. So it's just a matter of having parts, and the inventory looks very strong. It's been climbing quarter over quarter, every single quarter for both Proterra and Lion Electric. And I just want you to make sure that you're aware that as people start to switch from gas to oil, that there's more of a demand, but we do have an energy crisis that it looks like, for now at least, they have a plan, but it could cause some increase in everything, even glass. We talked about this previous, makers of cars, and just threatens the entire production line to have additional systemic issues. But they have been planning for this. They've been building their inventories, and we've seen that in their financials. Now, upcoming events. What else has me excited about Lion Electric? Not only the fact that they're opening before the end of the year, the battery facility and new manufacturing facility, but this month in September, we're here at the beginning of the month right now. On the 22nd and the 23rd, there is an event, and that's going to have a bunch of analysts and whatnot. It's going to have research analysts. It's going to have investment banking. And I would be shocked if there wasn't PR and news that came out during this time frame. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait to see what happens with the CPI numbers. But if they are coming down, I believe the market responds in a positive direction. So it's either one way or the other. So the biggest thing that you can do now is just say, if we go to the daily chart and we zoom out and we go back to June and July, where everything was really low in the market and this was a huge buying opportunity for everything, well, it sure as hell wasn't for Lion Electric, or ticker symbol LEV. You see right here, 415 was a low. Now we have an opportunity to get in at 377, and every penny matters in this market. 377 or lower, and you know how I am. I am absolutely greedy with your money and mine. So now we are putting a line in the sand. And why are we doing that? Because not only on the daily chart did we come down and touch on August 30th the bottom of this RSI in the daily indicator, but we had a pretty decent earnings, and we know that the company is starting to analyze their costs. They're not trying to do everything. When it comes to building out this new warehouse and this battery facility, they're putting what they need in there, and then they're postponing everything else so that way they can focus on minimal costs. So they are working on cost reduction. They are trying to have a good Q3, Q4. So it's not guaranteed, but it does look like they are conscious, and the price right now is sitting right under $4. I would say be greedy with your money. But on these dips, let's take a look at the chart to see if there's some great opportunities. And this is the 30-minute chart. You can see right here at 377, it hit multiple times within the last few days. So I would say, how long does it sit down here in this area? I would say don't buy anything over this, but you definitely just want to set it and forget it, and then look at your account and be like, wow, great. It bounced off that line again. I don't know how many times it comes to revisit this level, but if it breaks below this, I would not hesitate to add to my position as a long-term investment. And of course, this is not investment advice, but please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out a Webull account. If you've already got a primary account, get yourself 12 free shares. It's at least going to 10x your money. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.